People always try to, and I like to sit up. I like to sit up. I think this. Oh, sorry. My whole body in here, right? That's what they all try to do. I don't really like that either. What's in my bag, right? People like this a lot. What's in this bag? So I call this my little sober sack. This is North Face, and I got it at our outlet right here. And now this is going to go dark right here at the South Las Vegas Premium Outlets. And there's a lot of bullshit in here. So, and I carry it around all the time, as we know, and none of this is funny. And most of it is all illegal. So, let me unpack it. There's a lot to unpack, and I don't look that great right now. Sorry, but I do. Just for you. And I got these when I voted. I know at City Hall. And a volunteer employee gave me a second one for Little Randall Centers. Right? So, I have learned that when at least mayors in Las Vegas get elected in, and we can't vote for our mayor in Winchester, Las Vegas, Nevada, that is really just down the road. And under normal circumstances, Agape and I can walk all the way, well, she was in a stroller, to the Thai Club, which is, well, just right over here at the end of the cul-de-sac, in about 48 minutes, with or without a driver's license. Now, I got caught white line smoking. Scott Centers checked. Well, it was his Jeep at the time. Yes, it was his Jeep at the time. He found a water bottle I had crunched down with cigarettes in it, with water, because I never litter. But that time, my ex-sponsor did meet me. She didn't cancel at the Thai Club. Oh no, did this go dark? I don't think it did. I don't want to, mess with it anymore. So we've got it all in here, and this would take longer than expected. I have a lot in here. So should I go from front to back? I don't know. Did this turn off? Did it? No. Did it turn off? No, it didn't. Okay. We can just do it like this. So here we have Wells Fargo, and so many things are going on in Wells Fargo. And I don't want to, because these papers have so many things in Wells Fargo, and I don't want to take too much time. So balances, they stole money, purchased Stratosphere, A22-2025, $150.90 pending. I do think I got that back. I was given a room by myself. That was before I got Agape back. In the afterlife, they gave me a room with no lock, the chain, and no phone, no landline, with a perfect view of the west side of the Regency Towers. So, and I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I mean, the whole thing, Longchamp, San Diego. I bought the yellow bag that got really disgusting, and it had this, and just so many things in here. And so, of course, monthly service reversal, transfer and branch from Maria Athens, Jackson Street, Fairfield, California. Now, I learned through Chase that they can't mess with your savings account. And it's just on and on and on. Now it says Bridge News paid me. Bridge News never paid me. So transfer and Pahrump, and I don't know, and these papers are dirty, so I'll probably take a shower after this. And I don't want to bring them in the main room. And this backpack is, this is why I carry it back on my back. Protection orders, Regional Justice Center, evidence vault with a faulty case number for Little Randall Centers. Technology Court, turned to Metropolis Way. I remember that. Now these are wrong Google Maps. Stalking and harassment, Regional Justice Center, protection orders, sexual assault protective order program, District Court Family Division, and that's on 601 North Pecos Road, Suite ADG-450. And of course, I don't want this to turn off. And I don't know if I can even show these papers. Now, I did have my driver's license, a copy of that. Evidence vault, 3201 Technology Court. Is that the real one? It doesn't matter. We know when I got Little Randall back. April 16th, 2026 before 12 noon here. And so progressive. And so many other things. Saddle West. So many things in here. And that's why I keep it all, because of all the fraudulent, at least with Wells Fargo in this one. And I do like these plastic inserts. And Scott Center said he never used them until I liked them so much. Now we've got Wells Fargo MMA Specialties $4,500. Now that was for, sorry, it's not my best angle. So that was for the apartment complex. Now I have heard you can't, what is it called when you rent an apartment out, and his name was Michael McDonald, and then he tried to act like, I'm not sure, he lost his kids or something in the Sammy Trafalgar or Trafalgar or something. He said he was half Iranian, half Greek. Then that was really weird. And he did something with race cars and messed with the wheels. And of course, I'm not going to cuss, and I can turn it off like that. So that's how I got that money back. That was $4,500, and I got that back when I was staying with one of my good friends, Terrence and Christina. He was working and they were staying at the Regency on Main, not to be confused with the Regency Towers. So that's why I carry all of this, and there's a lot in my stomach because I'm totally flat, so we've got it all here, right? And I don't want to take too much of my time or yours. Just kidding. We've got a lot going on. So here's more wire transfer services, and this is what I've been planning to do this for days, right? Outgoing wire. Oh my gosh, this is Scott Center's stuff. And I don't know who packed this up. Now, I'm not making a joke. Was this good LVMPD, or was it good people in my building? Did this go gray? I don't want it to go gray out. God, it is sometimes, hopefully. And these, of course, are control top, and you can't see anything, so that's good. And I have definitely thickened up. So we've got so many things from Scott Centers, that's Scott Randall Centers, that I had no idea about. So Victra, North Las Vegas Blue Diamond. No, this was one of my Apple iPhones. When was this? $610. I mean, the 11th of October, 2025 with Jonathan G. Okay, wire transfer services outgoing, 8/31/2017. Banker name, Yanidia, Guatemala. Wells Fargo, Scott R. Centers, 2700 East Tudor Road. Now, how would I have this? WFG National Title Insurance Escrow Account. I'm not sure. Alamo for Scott Centers. To Miami. Return Sarasota. Alamo. What's the date? August 2022. So where was I? Well, I was home at the Regency Towers. Right, making my show. So now I have this, it's all mixed up. Transfer Ranch, Bridge News, they never paid me. Motel 8, purchase return, and this is the worst crimes ever, at least in, your modern day history. Terrible's Las Vegas. India Market, $11.67. I love that. As we know, that's one of my two favorite. Mohila Debt, $393. FedEx, CVS, Liquors, XO Liquors for cigarettes for $13.57. Purchase August 7th, 2025, St. John the Baptist, $45. Now that was the second book I have, the brown one, but Karen Rawlinson, I don't think she was Karen Young yet, said I couldn't return it because it was dirty. Holly Arstupidia Greeker, that's trash. Zaragoza Jewelry, I really like them. What did I buy from there? Oh no, is this turning off again? Let me check. It's just time management, and I'm good at that. Always. Usually, not if I'm too effed up. Silver 7, okay, August 6th. So as we know, I thought I was going to go there only for a couple of days or weeks. Dawn's Market, Silver 7, $62.43, which really isn't that bad per night if you're only thinking you're going to be out of your house a little bit. Marshall's is going better. Sports Bar Las Vegas, $5.10. What did I buy? Probably a Coca-Cola or something. Howard Hughes ATM withdrawal, $20 on the 4th of 2025 of August. I remember all of this. Nordstrom's, $466.01. Was those my Chanel sunglasses? They weren't obviously prescription, and then I left them there because all the metal was bending. And who has those now? In my Gucci bag, the favorite one that Scott Centers got me for my birthday on January 22nd, 2022 at Caesars, and that used to be my favorite casino. It's not anymore. You don't ask him. So we have Silver 7s. Okay, so 7/14. Oh my gosh, 7/14. That was the day of my big fat health and wellness recovery report. Should I go by Maria Athens? I think I should. So on the 14th, I took out $143.50 at a non-Wells Fargo ATM withdrawal on East Twain, which I didn't do unless I did. because I wasn't feeling right at, well, my medical marijuana store in Twain. This is, and I just a fixed permit here for my Clark County Press Parking Pass. We all know about that, right? At least on the east end of El Cortez, right there where I usually park. And I'm always looking for stories. Happy, and I got that. And we had parked under less than 2 hours, so we can thank our local mayor for that one. And now it just went to this 14th of July. I didn't even try, so let's go from the beginning. Okay, Zell from Scott Centers, $200 for the furries. That's what it says, for the furries. Can you see it? Food for furries. I know. Very funny. So Zell from Center Scott on 714 reference PP0Z2HWSWW for the furries, $200 plus. The same date online transfer from Athens and Platinum Savings, $1,000 because he had cut me off. Okay, purchase authorized the same day. Skytop vending, $2.35. I know what our vending machine at the Regency Towers. So it was, well, a soda, Coke Zero or Coke or Dr. Pepper, full fat, not diet, or primarily M&Ms and other things that I like from there. So I have, and was I at the pool that day? Who knows? So I have $2.35 for that day, and the same day, welcome to fabulous Las Vegas for $30.25. That must have been when I walked happy down here and I bought something at Fremont, I think. The same day, all-in-one towing, $372.42, which obviously correlates perfectly to here, right, at my favorite Ross. Right there on Convention Center is a drive, or I think it's drive, right? And that was a good story. That Happy and I walked there. It was getting dark. I was holding him. He kind of walked. My Google Maps was taking me the wrong way. And guess who's the property owner? I didn't even know. David Ben Bassat. Then when it's a long story, they wouldn't take Amex. There was a Hispanic American female making fun of me, and I teared up because I wasn't a DUI lot. It was a Friday night, which makes no sense because this says the 14th and the whole thing. Right, that I wasn't. Okay, Skytop vending on the 16th in our building. Now, I noticed at 7-Eleven, this one primarily right here on Las Vegas Boulevard and Stewart, they started nickel and diming me in dollars and in cents. So who knows, monthly service fee, $10, because my checking had gone, I guess, too low. Burger King, $12.67, and I'm going to assume that's the one right there on Old Maryland, closest street. DI did this guy again. We have so much going on here, very funny. Okay, Zell from Scott Centers on the 23rd, food for furries plus $300. It's the last one on here. Can you see it? Okay. He was getting off on this pretty bad. Okay, so I don't want my stomach to look fat or anything. I feel like this, I guess. I'm flexible without trying. Okay, Skytop vending machine. We've done all of those. How ATM withdrawal authorized on 7/29/2025. Wait, when did I bounce from home? So on the 28th, I was home at Skytop vending. Or who knows, because that's what this says. So Skytop vending until the 28th, but I have this written down. But then I got gas, I think it says on the 29th. Progressive, $301.49. I am very happy that that is over. It is connected to my driver's license, not anymore in that way. And of course, if the wrong, police officer says you're intoxicated and I get a third, then I could go to jail for a year, and I'm not going to do that. So transfer and branch and cash e-withdrawal. So now I'm out of 25D. So 730, and where I'm saying I want Silver 7, right? Speedy Mart, a gift shop. They sold so many. How are my flamingo socks and so many other things? Where did they steal that from? Okay, Dunkin' Donuts in Henderson for $2.16 on the 4th of August. I mean, Nordstrom again. Okay, Marshalls. Now, as we know, I didn't drink or do any drugs and all of that. Okay, so I should keep. Oh, now we've got. Oh, this is good. So now somebody packed this up. Good for me. So Scott Centers. I got that one. I have that one. I don't want to cuss. Do you like my shoes? And this refrigerator is almost brand new and it works, but not here. DMV Center Scott Randall. So this was expires on 1/29/2023. Which classy vehicle was this for? I don't want this to turn off. Or, what was this for? The Great Seal of the State of Nevada issued 8. So I'm going to say this was for the Maserati. ID 1707296862, right? Because I did have a Alaska plate, so he had got that going. Height 5'8", eyes hazel, they're green, hair gray, rest B, weight 210. I'm not sure, I don't know about that. 526, 1963, that does add up. And I don't know. Now he has a MapQuest in here. The number is 702-732-0329. Do you need to freeze frame that? So Scott Centers is going from 3111 Bel Air Drive to 2854 Geary Place, 891090241. Now, when was this? It doesn't say MapQuest. And nobody uses MapQuest anymore. They use Google Maps. Although I did use MapQuest and print it out when I went to see, my grandparents and my guy and Papu. So, he was already dead. Wire transfer services. And I already did this one, right? Yes. And why is her name Yanidia Guatemala? I mean, they're making fun of Guatemalans. I'm not sure. So this one says he's in Anchorage, Alaska, 444-6461907. And he was, I'm not sure, WFG, so I've talked about that. I don't want to waste too much time here. We've got it all here. These are all receipts of Scott Centers, but then I have one for about my toothbrush and some of mine too. These are all Scott Centers receipts. I did not pack this up, and that's why I have it on my, then again, one of my burner phones is in here, at least the directions, and is it still populating? Who knows? Just take some stuff out and see what's in here. What's in my bag? They'll do that to be cool. So $5,000 transfer from Scott Centers to somebody. And they sold a lot of this stuff. Oh, thank you. Your Motel 6. So we leave the light on 921, room 379, Maricella or Maricella. Now I did leave. Oh no, did that turn off? I did leave. Look, I have all these notes too of everything, and I don't want this to turn off. You know, I did pay for all of this. Well, I paid for all of it and then some. So I got these right. I have these notes to do. Call Haley and Price, who stole that money with David Kohlmeyer, and I met them on 9/11 of last year, 2025 Faranesh final. That was a faulty lease in Pahrump, and I forgot there. Joe Paddock or something. Bourbon, Sal. Oh, so I was in Pahrump. Bank. What I need to do? Bank balance. Bananas. Food. That was Agape Blankie. I wanted to get her a blanket. Library tomorrow. I went there in Pahrump. Classes tightening. I highlighted that, so I did that. Organized receipts. Tino string for my Greek Orthodox round. They put on your rearview mirror so you don't die in a car accident. Very funny. I still have that. I don't know if that's good or bad because of the metal. Organized new agenda, and then of course I bought the agenda book at CVS or Walgreens across the street from Golden Entertainment, I think from Nugget, and the dates are on there, but not the days of the week or anything like that. And then they have 25, 26, 27 on there to try to mess me up. So apartment drive-bys, Bourbon Street, Sally's. So I went to Sally's and probably got the purple to make your hair blonde, or just the packet in Bourbon Street. That's the least I got out. It was not good. Footstone. Get that. See, I'm coughing. To get all the shit off my feet, and I didn't even really know about my toenails then. Museum. I wanted to go to the museum Tuesday. Receipt holder. Yes. Okay. So eyeglasses, Sally's, Agape Blankie. This is pretty good. Not really. But it is good that I still have this. And so much of Scott Centers. And of course Smith's. And I had organized all of this, so let's just pick one out here. Welcome to Horizon Market. That was me, 9/20/25. Dr. Pepper and $40 at the pump. How does pump do with the Trump? How does Trump do with the pump? And of course, the sphere behind me, and my favorite 7-Eleven, right there in Paradise before you get to Twain and before it turns into Sands. How's the sphere of Maria Athens? There's no place they come. Very funny. Okay, so I don't want to waste too much time, but I do only get one receipt. That's really old Randall, you know. Walgreens, that's probably me. Oh, he always kept, this I think I kept, he always kept all of the door cards for the magnets from all of his motel, Scott Centers. Now, I think I did ask a police officer that. I'm not sure what exactly he said. He kept them all. Why would he do that? And it was in pink plastic that I bought to organize his desk at home in his built-in desk. That does face west and shares a wall with my closet. And I painted it pink in February. So is this mine? Or The UPS store. When was this? $43. Tracking number. Center Scott. 8/17/2022. Now, why would I have this for $43.80 approved? So I guess it was one of his Wells Fargo cards. And he does have a big fat gambling problem, and I always knew it. And then if I said good luck or have fun, he'd get really mad, I'd get really passive aggressive. And Little Randall has a piggy bank that we bought at the CVS Walgreens. We're right there across the street from the Hofenbross. I don't know, I'm not German if I said it right. I really liked it there, and they have really good vegetarian sausage and gravy, and the food comes out really fast. So I went with one to Scott Centers. The TPOs are still on, and Alaskans love to come to Las Vegas, and I can tell usually, and I didn't want to see anybody with the TPOs. So Guest Folio, Seattle Studio 6 suites here, of course, 195 East Tropicana Avenue. So these are mine, primary guest. Athens M, casino entrance, Pahrump Nugget, room 320. And I had a copy back. Hilton Garden Inn, Victra, my phone, everyday checking. How to apply for a P.O. box. Okay, so this was at the post office in Pahrump. I think there's only one. It's on Postal Road, and that didn't turn off. And I think there's probation right there. And I do love the DMV in Pahrump. I got my driver's license, as many of us know, June 5th, 2023. And after Agape died, I walked a lot by myself and just read the manual, and they don't have it online. Thank you. I think they might have known who I was. Maria Athens, Maria. This is P.O. Box 283, and I'm glad I got. Then they gave me my cash back, and it was $45 or $47. What is this one? Saddle West. Now there is Conchita, and the really good housekeeping manager. I do remember I wrote it down. How to apply for a P.O. Box. This is boring. Wells Fargo Platinum Savings. I guess that's the only thing that you couldn't get, so I kept transferring the money. Good job. We've got Winchester and Paradise Verizon. Here is your quote. Won't shut off until 11/26/25. Pay before Blackout Wednesday. So in Alaska, one of my first stories was Blackout Wednesday because, and none of this is funny, that's when they say you get the most DUIs across the nation with the Thanksgiving Eve. And nobody would talk to me, and I went to, and I do like urban hotspots, if you know what that means. Someone told me, let me film in there. And they were proud of me, Dave German and Scott Centers, and it went well. It went well. I wasn't drinking then. So I'm glad I'm sober for life. And look, one of your little bugs is right there. No way. Oh no, I'm a damsel in distress. Just kidding, I don't want to waste time. So now we've got it all here. So, and of course you can see, I'm going to cut my head off. I would never do that. So now we have 9/11 retainer. And so, of course, this is with the David Kohlmeyer and Haley and Price. And so then Wells Fargo told me that the $5,000 check that I think she drove it. I'm not sure. Because then it was already in my P.O. box in Pahrump the next day, which I don't know, it would make sense with everything. So we've got, and I don't want this to turn off, trusted Las Vegas. Now, he told me he experienced the real 9/11 2001 as a police officer, and he's in Henderson Police. Now, then he sent me a text, something like this. It was a Friday night. I was staying at Saddle West with Agape, obviously, because I'm our GPAC. And he wrote something like, hey, the cops are looking for you in Las Vegas. You need to come back. So I was really calm about it, still intoxicated. So I walked in the dark up Basin and found the Nye County Sheriff's Office. It took me a little bit. I was going around. Somebody was in. I'm not sure if it was good or bad. I finally found, and then I called 311, and I'm almost positive a male Nye County police officer met me in the parking lot and ran, my name, and I didn't have anything going on here. Very funny. And I did feel better. And I think he said something like, don't quote me or him, don't be in the dark. But then again, I'm not sure because a lot of things. So we've got this, and Haley and Price, founding attorney and CEO, and they're really fraudulent, and I'm positive. So then I went to the Genu Bank. So then Wells Fargo and Q Center said that the check was faulty. And then I drove up there and the gas and everything, and it was a very nice bank, and I thought maybe I should bank up there. And okay, enough of that. I cashed it to Wells Fargo. So that now Scott's eviction, Athens, Scott, Centers versus Athens, Maureen. Now it's called something else. Bullet Legal Services, 1930 Village Center Circle, number 3-965, Las Vegas, 89134. So we've got this. Now we have so many things. Public storage for, my Jeep for Scott Centers. So, about that, I got my Jeep first. And then I took a taxi there. Maureen Athens, 9/20/2025, large envelope. That was in my P.O. Pahrump box, 283 in Pahrump. So Scott Centers had all this public storage, everything, and I want everyone to be able to read this. So public storage for Scott Centers, get one exit keypad. One exit, so one public storage. So he printed all of this out, Scott Centers. And LVMPD knows about this. Public storage, 4425 Southeastern, Eastern Avenue with Scott Centers handwriting on it, caps. And, his Bronco is in there that he got me for Christmas at Tuscaloosa Ford for Christmas 2023 that I did drive back here the first weekend in October of 2024. So there's one of his keys. And this suitcase is my father's. So I've been carrying that around since I moved to Alaska. And I threw it away. And I don't know. What would I have done with it now? So he has this. And, of course, those are my vanilla air refresheners. B12, B0, B like boy, B012, and Scott Centers did all of this, so I would call him so he could have a, real temporary restraining order on me or something. I never called him. Okay, so this is, whose handwriting is this? This is Haley and Price. And then when I went to the bathroom, I left my 2 Longshan bags in there, and they still a bunch of my stuff. Separation, ex-fiance Scott, 12/24/18, engaged, ex-boss, 17 years older, does help treatment, self, 30 DUI help. Our address, no, but it says number 1407, not 25D. Car, burner, phones, eviction notice, dog and cat, happy, Kalamata. They spelled Kalamata with 2 T's, civil standby. My number at that time was 725-278-3029, Maria, but my name's legally Maureen. Rest order, civil order. We have so much going on here, and I'm really glad I did this. I care for animals. Happy Athens, neutered Pomeranian. I know. Patient full initial exam 2, Dr. Lisa Morrow at Haven Animal Hospital, August 25th, 2025. I love you, Dr. Chris Smith. 3-day notice equipped for nuisance waste, assigning, subletting, unlawful business, or drug violation to Maureen Athens at 25D from Scott Centers, care of the Dean Legal Group Limited, 400 South Street, Suite 500. Is that near Ross Goodman, or is it in the same? I don't think it's in the same building. And I've never, maybe I should go in there. They can represent me. Just kidding. Okay, date of service, August 1st, 2025. Now, when I had the first civilian standby or the second, don't ask any of the good LVMPD police officers. I said, what is that? They said, we'll get to it later. So here we are, right? And now it's that Thanksgiving. It's 4th of July Eve, 2026. Senator Scott, Athens, Maureen. Oh, this is good. He spelled my name wrong. I know someone did. Okay, thank you. Good cop, bad cop. Right on. Thank you. So this is why I carry it around. And so, Amigos tires. We've got it all here. I don't want to break any nail or anything. Sorry. Some water. Sorry. I don't really need the water. But at this time last year, if I was outside or inside, I'm reporting from Las Vegas. I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Clark County, and I don't want to get brought away, because I need these papers. Checking Amigos Tires. So Amigos Tires inspection I did on the 9th of October of last year, 2025. So they drove it around a couple blocks, and I got scared. And so they said they didn't. I said, can you write? So they said inspection. It was $35. I gave them a $5 tip. This was all in cash. So they didn't speak low English, very funny. So I said, can you just write okay on it? They wrote inspection, okay. Love Maria Athens. And it's, of course, across, next door, facing east or west of Wells Fargo Bank, that I got all my money out Christmas Eve, not to be confused with Christmas Eve, December 20th, and by December 22nd, 2025, all my money was out, right? They were going to shut me down. So here's Scott Centers handwriting. Maria Storage, Public Storage Space, BO12, BO or 0, 4425 Southeastern Ave, 9A to 6A, open, gate code, star 421989, hashtag we're all stars, superstars, Adidas, Chucks, high heels, boots, Timberlands, whatever. No, I don't have any Timberlands. I thought to get the high heel ones in Alaska, and they had them at the Anchorage Mall, but they're just not me. Apple. So I couldn't get storage. So these are handwritten notes and really good. Royal Crest Cleaner Center, Scott. Now this is good. This one is very sentimental. Can you see it? Can you? So this, well, I picked it up on April 19th of last year. And I paid for it after I cleaned out everything, and I threw away a lot of stuff that reminded me of Alaska and other things I just didn't need. I shouldn't have threw away a lot of those dresses. 6 sweaters were those Scott Centers. I'm not sure. 1 dress, that was my pants. 1 large shirts for $3.50. 1 comforter. So this was my grandmother's, not to be confused with my yaya. It was from Walmart. She loved it. So I had it folded on top of one of Agape's beds, and in our closet that Agape slept on, sometimes on her own initiative, in our closet. But I wanted to clean it, and then Scott Centers got mad and said, why? I'm not sure, but I paid for that. And then, of course, we're still on the family plan, but we're not a family, thank God. I think, you know. So on the 14th, 2 dresses and 1 belt, but the belt was $0 because it was one of those dresses that they copied me on. It was Calvin Klein, right? For $0 total. Oh, because I didn't have to prepay then on Scott Center's account. Thank you, Royal Crest. And I break anybody's name into this. Okay, so we've got everything. Jackson Fair, Loss Prevention, Wells Fargo, 1-888-231-0757, 12/20/25, 10:38 a.m. So that's when I probably was through the line, and I talked to the first teller that I talked to. She wasn't good. She said all my money was in there. They would put all in all 3 of my accounts and mail it on to 25 DRT, and they were gonna, well, I don't want this to turn off. They were gonna shut my account down on Christmas of last year. So good thing I went in on Saturday. Now I was going in every couple days and paying for with cash. I mean, I was doing all I could, and but I just waited and got back in line or something. I remember an Angelique, and I said, "You have a lot of caffeine." That's what we say in Greece. Newspapers have all this chemicals or something on. If you have a fire, I don't use the word pizzazz, and so not many do. Angelique does. She is Hispanic, I believe. So I got most of my checking out, but I allotted for and left enough in to pay the rent here at Stewart Arms, Western Union, on my Albertsons, on Charleston and Bruce here for 2 months. So I felt better, and so this is just what it is, you know. Wells Fargo. Oh, and then of course, this is the way they printed it out at the one Wells Fargo in Pahrump, clean up Pahrump. So I said this looks like Microsoft Word or something. So nothing's on here. I know. How's everybody? Stay safe. Just my people and the whole thing here. So, can you hear me? You're recording this? Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas. So then that one looks the same. And then Scott sent to Underdog Broadcasting Company. Transfer in branch. So that was in Ensley in Birmingham, because I really like that part of Birmingham, and I've talked about that for Scott Centers. So that went well. Thank you, Chase. And how tax time for Scott Centers is still, and we could talk about Anna, whatever her name is, Lie at, I forgot what it's called, and the other ones that I've talked to. But that went well, and thank you, TurboTax. And as we know, I use TurboTax, and of course it's going to do this. And I can do this after I put all this away in Maria's storage. Okay, I have to get to the better papers. I would like to update my voter ID info. What is this from? Or was this for my U.S. passport stolen, trauma and stress, and Bell's palsy? And I don't want this to cheat less than $200. Very funny. Love my animals and myself. But if I'm not at my be best, how can I be best for them? And well, this was not going on. Nobody was trying to run me over with e-bikes and everything else. Department of Human Services Division, and I feel I'm fine. But even touching these papers, my eyes are stinging a little bit, but not that much. Don't worry. My eyes don't get red. I'm not sure what this is. I don't want to waste any time. This is already 34 minutes. Oh no. What is this? American Addiction Centers. I'm not sure. Ms. Maria Athens, the address here, the pet dentist. So Kalamata Gatula had never gotten her teeth cleaned, and she had, tartar on it, and she was, when was this? I know when this was. This was right before, the day before we, chucked it to Fayette, Alabama. Scott Centers drove a U-Haul, pretended he wasn't talking to his mother, sold the house to his mother, and then he gave me some money. Dear Ms. Athens, per our conversation, please find all records for Kalamata's visits with us. Now, they asked me if I wanted to keep her teeth. I did. They weren't her teeth, and I did look at them a lot. Knowing that they weren't her teeth, asked our rental unit in Scott Center's physical exam report card 11/15/23. So that means we moved to Fayette, Alabama, November 24th, 2023. Domestic Maria, owner name Maria Centers. Patient's name Kalamata, domestic, short hair, sex, spade, female, color, calico. Now, I used to write on breed, feline, and type. I would write Athenian street pussy. I would, but not, I grew up. Those are her teeth. Can you see it? That's what they say. Okay. Right. Where are Kalamata's real teeth? I mean, I'm more worried about Kalamata. Now, all of their teeth, Agape's teeth and Happy's milk teeth and Kalamata Gatula's teeth have been stolen or left at 202 2nd Avenue 35555. So, and a bunch of other stuff. Correct this, digital mouth, and I don't want to wreck this, you know. This is Maria Centers. Good. I was at Seton Hall, not basketball. I want that to turn off. So now we're at Seton Hall University. I don't know. Can I not put addresses on this? I don't know if I get. Oh no, it went away. Don't go away. It's probably close enough. I don't know. So Seton Hall University here. Can I put addresses? I forgot. I mean, everybody knows where I live, and if I have to redo it, I have to redo it. So replacement diploma request form. It's empty. It's empty. Right, so this is empty, and this was says SHUID if known 10240608. You know, I know, love my father and I. How's Dean Clay Constantino or Clay Constantino, however you say it, right? And so as we know, I have both of my diplomas, and I framed them, or no, I didn't. No, I didn't. They're in my father's file cabinet. I just wanted to line up my dates and see what dates they had for me. And I didn't get straight A's, but I almost did. But the statistics class, SPSS, I got I think a C plus. I'm just not really, but I can now. I can do that if I want. But then my grade average was not cum laude or anything because I PO bunks. Look, I kept these RTC 24-hour passes, but I used both of them. Toolbox. Now I got this at that AA meeting. Club, and I was told that probation in Nye County didn't use some of those meetings because they I'm glad I don't go to those anymore. United States Postal Box, when was this? 12/17/2025. So this was going to certified mail tracking. I think this was going to America because it didn't cost enough to go to Athens, Greece. We've got it all here in little notes that I have. This is so funny, right? Because I always do this. Pomastine Volta, laundry soap, bug spray, contacts. That was in here. Clean Speety, laundromat waters. Pearl Vision. Wow. Thank you. I didn't want those contacts. Thank you for sending the money. My check back to David and Penny Ben Basat's house. She goes by her maiden name. Maybe they do that in Jewish Americanism or Israel. That's very funny. I don't want this to turn off, and none of this is funny right now. Well, you can, right? Okay. Call Anthony Pagliolallers at Paglia, and as we know, I interviewed him right here on Fremont Street, or not there, but that's where I did the stand-up. And my lighting, my eyes didn't have bags like that, but it was a good story. Then they wanted all the raw footage through memory that was in sales, and she doesn't work there anymore, so I feel like I could talk about that. But I said, I walk around, and then obviously I don't have time, and I do news, and I'm not a salesperson, and the owners were fine with that, and so the whole thing. And he's a gangster, and I'm not making fun of commercials. I mean, everyone needs commercials, but even AC, oh my gosh, Scott Centers cards. No matter how difficult the struggle, a survivor never gives up. And that was popular too in some Marin County high school parties. Congrats on 8 months. We think about you, little, and Gooby. He started calling her Gooby because of her harness. I didn't like it because her nickname was Pooter Agafi. Every day, please keep going strong. Kalamata and Biggie. And he's talking about himself. And he is Big Randall. It's pretty amazing how one person can change your life in so many ways. And of course, That's us at Sir, right? And that dress I got at Fashion Boulevard Mall. So when we went to that Oscar party with, I forgot his name, I've heard an ABC top head. Scott Centers gave me $1,000. I bought a dress for only a couple hundred, less than 300, and I also got this. I gave him the money back. So glad to start a new year. And I had brown hair. Then we stayed at the Beverly Hills shirt with a coffee, and Randall and Kalamana was here at home to start a new year. So glad to start a new year and a new beginning. I miss and he scratched it out like we know, at least on Scott Centers, because of Maria Athens, are under big family. So glad to start a new year and a new beginning, underlined a new beginning. I miss our, underlined only ORU family, Big Randall. I'm so glad you came into my world and into my heart. I think that's a heart, and I am positive he was glad. Is he glad now? Probably. So this, M. Athens Centers. This is not my mother's handwriting, and I can't show addresses. This is not her handwriting. I'm positive. I'm positive now. And I knew it then when I was intoxicated. So this says San Francisco, not ever. July 22nd, 2025. That's not even close. And that's not even close. Maureen, how can you try to forget my existence? That now, it kind of looks like her handwriting. That's not her handwriting. And she would never call me M. Athens Centers. None of this looks like my mother's handwriting. And so, I don't even smoke a cigarette or anything. You're the one for me. I don't want to bend it. I didn't pack this up, or this backpack. Love is what happens when two hearts find their happy place. Is this still going happy? Everyone tell me. My grandmother's dog is named Happy. Really? Happy Athens? Okay, I miss my family, and there's nowhere my heart would rather be. And then, of course, I have this. Now, I didn't pack this up. Now, I did think this picture wasn't funny, but it was. I had this framed. Now, I had pictures of, his mother and I in Scott Centers at the Rod Stewart concert when she visited. She brought us holiday shirts. Scott Centers wouldn't wear his. He put it on all gruffy. And his mother, Barbara Gard, and I wore them to the Rod Stewart concerts. And I had white Guess boots on. I think they're at home. And of course we have this. That's supposed to be Kalamata. I love you so much that I never once thought about killing you in your sleep. Lil from Kalamata, he forgot the apostrophe. That's Scott Randall Centers. Happy birthday and you're welcome. Now he brought all of this to resolutions. Is it 1000 or 100 North Main Street, 89109? I don't know, can I leave this backpack in here and not have it on my back all the time? I mean, I don't know, I care about you. Randall. We've got Western Union money order receipts for Stewart Arms, thank God. And I never, even read the lease or anything. I was just so thankful to get in here, and I don't need to now. I don't. What's legally binding, what's not, I'm good. June rents. So, this was, no, things are going better at Albertsons. Is my favorite Albertsons. Don't tell anybody. So there's a cashier's check, $10,900. What is that? December 20th, 2025, and I can't show that, right? Very funny. And I did save up money because I never know it was going to happen. So, but they will stole 20 or 30,000, and that's just when I left Scott Centers after that. Certified mail. Now that is to America. Girisgen and Coppola, ODPC, DBA, Pearl Vision. I got my $151 back. That went well. And here is some other, very valuable information. And this one is to Ross C. Goodman, of course, 520 South 4th Street, which they said it was going to deliver on Saturday and never got. Lock ID card. Now, what is this from? I'm going to assume this is from our Jeep. $14.99. I am not sure. So this, if you see something, say something. Christina Alfonsi and Wade Murray, Kiriaki, October 19th, 2025. It was optional. I went. I have talked about that, and I wrote my name, Maria Athens, on here. And I think they didn't have to be there. I don't think they're Greek or members of our church. Chat GP. So now we're in Chat GP with, Tina Perkins. And she's related to us on both sides because her parents are third cousins. So both of them are Athens. Now, her mother is my Papu's youngest sister. She has blue eyes. They're blue, but not like mine or my guys. But obviously, it helps having blue jeans on that side. And with respect, nobody looks like me at all. Emergency shelter options in Castro Valley. If your niece needs a place to stay temporarily, consider the following local shelters: First Presbyterian Church of Hayward location, and on and on. And now my stepmother wasn't the biggest fan of hers. Oh my gosh, Nevada Sheriff's and Chiefs Firearm Safety Course, Myron Russell Martin. I took this on January 11th, 2019. Now, I passed everything. I could have waited in the line at Metro, but I don't, carry in my anything. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department property release receipt, doll released to Athens, Maureen. It doesn't have, I didn't sign it. I signed their copy. Item 1, doll, Low Randall, AT&T, $108.17. So this I need, because this I'm paying in cash and it's rounding up. So I'm not sure. DMV we've got here. Yeah, I can't show home. I can't show that. And now we have more. Stewart Arms, Western Union. So I don't know, should I go through? Maybe I should just leave all of this here until I go to sleep, and then we'll take another shower. But I'm just going to lean on the 8s. We've got it all here. How much I paid? So I paid total due $108, but I think it was. Then I got a AT&T text that says $62, so I have to pay that by the 6th. So I'm figuring I'll go there on the 5th because it's probably closed on 4th of July, the mall. What is this? Gmail. Paid May 6th to June 6th, so then I can go. But then is it the 5th I have to pay because there's, no, because in June there's only 30 days, so I think I'm good till the 5th, and of course I'm not. Okay, I'm not gonna have a fire anywhere. Oh, and now we have the Boulevard, and this is good. We've got a lot in here. The Boulevard. 921 North Las Vegas Boulevard. And I don't want this to die out. You can't see the addresses or anything. 921 North Las Vegas Boulevard. I have to look good for all my fans here. Very funny. So residential lease agreement, room 208, gate key 92425, 1 month rental, amount of $1,200. This is so much money. I don't need to say. So and then I kept 2 because they didn't have the green. Nevada state seal for cigarettes on all the ones I bought here and the ones I bought in California that were toxicated. Or maybe they did ask Governor Gavin Newsom, about that. And so then they said I had an eviction, right? And then they never gave me my money back, and I kept the key, and they said I kept the bedding or something. And then the security guard that also works there had a, I think, loaded gun in the back, and he says I run this place or something. They said I could park the Jeep within the gated community, but then I had to park, and there's a 24-hour, I don't know what it's called, Knickers, and it's just right down here, right on Las Vegas Boulevard. Before you get, of course, it's in Las Vegas, and so it's on the left if you're facing the north, Cross Street, Maine. And I got sentimental because it has the same architecture as Resolutions. I'm getting better. Don't worry. So we've got now American Century Investments. I'm almost done, I guess. Checking and savings. Martha Palomera. Right transfer, Virginia Bank. We have all of that. So then I tried to stop the bad checks and everything, and I went in circles here and in Sassoon City from then to Fairfield, right? Fairfield, and so then I stopped all of that because what they all did was illegal. So I'm glad that I stopped all of that, you know. So we've got Nevada Medicaid and Nevada Checkup. So Maureen Athens, a 25-0. This says 25-0, not D. But then it went to notify sender of new address, P.O. Box 283. So when does this expire? I think it's on August, right? And they already took my food stamp card, and they haven't paid my therapist. So, you know, F it. Like, you know, what am I going to do? But then I have to advocate for myself. So I don't know. I'm not the only person this has happened to, but I'm not sure. You know, I'm wasting a lot of time. So I feel like this is getting me more with all this paperwork. So let me suck in my stomach to look fabulous for all of you. So lose it. So I have my Medicare. But it doesn't say, do I want a different health plan? Well, no. And then, of course, I had some faulty person that's privy to all my medical records from Nevada, from Sunrise Hospital across the street on Maryland. And I forgot her name, and it's a Hispanic name. Very funny. Shout out to all the good Hispanics only. Mono and Greek. So we've got this. And we have so many things going on. Can you hear me? Can you see me? So State Department of Health and Human Division of Welfare, American Century Investments, Liberty Dental Plan, Maureen Athens 250. It's D. USPS. Now this one's good. Now these are the two that came here. Right now I filled out, two, Maria Athens and Maureen Athens. They said, so they mailed two of these, AI, or not AI, I think through our mayor here, Shelley Berkeley, that says they need another form of ID. Well, then did they forward this from Free 111 Bel Air Drive 25D, well, to 230 North 11th, apartment Triana Tessida, right? Okay. Checking savings. I don't want this too long. It's 50 minutes. Okay, so I've got all these notes here. Find out if I can stop payment on check. And then Angelina Tovar helped me. Now, where was this at? Who knows? I know. I've written down. Below the student arms here. Application fee. And of course, things change. And I really respect sales. I couldn't do it even if I went to Harvard or to OU online. Very funny. I could not do it. Now, do you need to have a college degree to do that? I don't think so. A cash out voucher. So this was at Southwest, and I got 25 cents back. Now, I thought to myself, and they did a lot, so much. Southwest, I don't want this to die out. And I charged this. They did a lot. So they did a lot. And so I thought to myself, I can use this as a bookmark. Maybe I can still. But now I feel really gross and all this stuff. So then the last time I stayed there and I didn't do anything wrong, for example, there was a restaurant in there and it was open. So I took a plastic fork and then security came up, well, you just took the plastic fork? And I said, I did. I'm glad I got out of there. And then, of course, I came back here for 3 days and stayed with one of my favorite friends. And then I got up in here on November 7th within less than one business day. Thank you. And I don't know. I didn't know who worked here. Maybe somebody vouched for me or something. I don't think so. So whoever owns this and manages it, thank you. I mean, I usually don't talk in that section. And so I was sitting, of course, with a copy and that just, well, low bottom, not a cop, and they love anything. He came and took a picture of me when I was talking to a friend, Stulo, and he is, handsome, and he has a wife, and I don't talk like this, and it has a family, right? And so they don't care, but I do. So now we have, so this was for transport for BLS emergency. This was July 26th. But I don't know if these dates are right because I was home on the 26th because I called 911 the first time. No, so it's saying, so this date says description on the 26th, but transport was the 27th, BLS emergency. And this one, now this one of course went to 25D because it's private. This is community ambulance, Salt Lake City, and I paid this through my Medicaid, and I mailed it from Hilton Garden Inn. Well, I bought stamps and I mailed it. So $1,284, which doesn't make sense because it says, well, yeah, I guess it does. So transport on July 27th, yes. So that was good in the foyer receptionist lobby area of Sunrise. And then I thought it was a bridge. And I was like, oh my God. And they kept me on the stretcher ambulance for a long time. And Dr. Rory Reed came out, and I was scared Scott Sanders gave me HIV or something. He didn't, thank God, or anything else. That was everybody. I don't know if someone, I'm not judging anybody who's good that has any of that. So this I got this, leaving Sunrise or Southern Hills. And when they said I was suicidal, anorexic, and so many other things, schizophrenic, had an eating disorder and something, and I've got some good police reports in here, and I mean it. So I used this on the 16th of March, 26th, so I know where I was going. I know where I was going there. The water pipes are there. I didn't want to use one. Thank you. Biblioteca, Hilton Garden Inn. Athens Lonnie is lowercase spelled. He's a Hilton member. Now, when I saw my father's name go up on the screen in there, it did make me sentimental. So check-in date October 3rd of last year. Check-out date October 21st, 2025. So I don't need to say it in Greek. It's not perfect. Octobrios, Ecosi, and that Ecosi Pende, right? We're all so what we are. Right, so how much money was this? Thousands of dollars, more than 5,000, and they did so much. And of course, the Lori waitress, I was trying to eat upstairs, and I shouldn't have had to do that, but there were people stalking me while everywhere in there and saying I was looking at the kids when I was eating downstairs. Then I thought my father was mad at me, and he was, and I was so much of this stuff, and TPO instructions. So Lori put it in a laundry plastic bag, and it was dripping, and it was pasta with but I don't like asparagus, so it was dripping, and I ate it upstairs, and she gave me pumpernickel bread. I don't like pumpernickel. I don't. Why? Because she's anti-Semitic? Or she's right, I'm not. So then TPO instructions, and of course this is from family court. We've gotten into this, and some women that spoke both Spanish and English, and I don't want this to die. Sat there, and I was not weepy, but I did drive our Jeep and everything, and she was smirking at me, the judge, and what's her name? Application part 2. And of course they weren't gonna, so here it is, District Court, Clark County, Nevada, Maria Athens versus Scott Randall Centers. Interpreter needed no. Who needs protection? Me. And I had already electronically filed 9/23/2025. I was totally over him. I did not want to see him ever again. Child's name. Who needs protection? Me. Contact with you. No, not contact with me at all. And this was denied. I know. For Family Courts and Services Center, 601 North Pecos 89101. Can I walk there and try to do it again? Just kidding. Now electronically filed. This says 8/11/2025. Clerk of the court. I can't read that. Describe what you were attaching. Officer Andrews gave me a DV information guide and vet number to help me with my TPO request. I also have pictures of some of the damage. I don't remember, Officer LVMPD Officer Andrews Bridge. Do you work at the same place? No, Bridge News LLC, 39855 Hills Tech Drive, Farmington Hills, Michigan. I've never been there, so I don't even know how they would get that. Oh, this is Scott Randall Centers versus me. How did I get this? On Sunday, July 27th, I received a call from the front desk of our condo building stating that Maria had been removed from the property by the police, and that the police had taken her to the crisis center at Sunrise Hospital, and that the police did not. I flew into town and found the pets at a neighbor's home, and the condo was severely damaged. On Tuesday, July 28th, Maria was released by the hospital after only 36 hours, returned to the condo and started kicking in the door and threatening to beat my ass. I called the police and then told me that she was going to leave and for me to file a TPO and to call them if she returns. This is, well, we know I was in there not doing that. She just called and threatened to return here, and I'm afraid she calls my workplace and is creating problems as well. Please help me! Scott Randall Centers! Oh yeah! Approximate date it happened 7/29, and today Friday 8/8. We know I was out of there. Las Vegas. Now this is District of Family Court. Sorry. District of Family Court. We're not married. I don't know how this works, but I kind of do. It's interesting. What happened? Maria, approximate date, January 3rd, 2021. Maria physically assaulted me, gave me a black eye, injured my ankle and eye. She was arrested and a protective order was granted for 1 year. A mere 10 days later, I got sober for life. This is all a lie. Approximate date, Monday, August 4th, 2025. Maria called my client, which I do business with, and attempted to contact the owner of the business to harass me and attempt to make me lose my client. I need her to leave my job, my clients, and stay away from me. She is trying to cause problems for me and make me lose my job. She is obviously on drugs. August 4th of last year. Do you and the office party live in the same complex property, trailer park? Yes. Las Vegas, CC. I have an ATTY who submitted the eviction notice and it is posted on the door. The HOA has banned Maria from the property. Personal belongings. The other person needs to get their belongings. Work. I got all that. Are you kidding me? I want an order up to 45 days only. Scott Centers, right? Put pets and animals safety. Pets or animals possession. I want to keep the pets and animals. Describe what I already said that August. Who the is LVMPD police officer Andrews? Yourself. Can you hear me? Are you a woman? Oh, and Officer Andrews helped Scott Centers. Whoa. Whoa. Temporary protection order against domestic violence. Whoa. Ah. Whoa, Scott Centers. Just kidding. This order was issued by the court on 8/12/2025 and will expire on 9/26/2025 at 11:59 p.m. unless the court... Now I want to see if T. Bassett put any drugs in my bag when he threw it down before I go to our Regional Justice Center in September. I'm going, don't worry. And I'm not paying that if I don't have to. Legally, I mean. The following address confidential. And I could be wasting time because I should... Scott Randall Centers versus applicant by the court on 8/12/2025 will expire on 9/26/2025. And of course we have LVMPD officer, I think bad, or police officer Fernandez, my second to last civilian standby, not to be confused with Halloween Eve 2025 on Vegas Valley in Maryland. Those were two really, I think, very professional LVMPD police officers. They were male. And of course, as we know, Scott Centers said he gave me all of my property, TV equipment, and all of my animals, and I am not allowed, nor is LVMPD allowed to call Scott Randall Centers again because it's private property. Do you have a warrant yet for Scott Randall Centers? Scott Centers. Okay. Not really. Not really. The 12th day of August of last year. Baby, I'm burning out of control. I look like Dolly Parton with a wig, my poor little arms. Not a real hair color though. You got me on fire, I'm on fire, do, I sing it. It's almost the 4th of July! The next year! Etsy bravo! Etsy Ketsy! Siga! Love Kalamata Happy, myself, Anna Coffee. She's in the afterlife. Oh, here we go. I don't know. And this is a lot of stuff. It's either going to upload or not. LVMPD substations. And of course, I had no idea that South Central was ours. So we're back at the evidence vault, a page showing the pager. They said my substation was Northeast Area Command. Why would CCAC, Clark Convention Center Area Command, do an asterisk next to Northeast? Now that's at 3750 Cecile Avenue. Here's a LVMPD evidence vault from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, 750 Sierra Vista Drive, which is our CCAC one. Thank you to the two police officers. One was male, one was female. I don't talk like this. And I gave the woman Lil Randall, and I was crying because maybe she had dolls. I'm good. And I was really worried that they really... Now, I could have handled it, but I'm glad I didn't have to. LVMPD Evidence Vault, Technology Corp. Maybe it was there. I don't know. This doesn't matter. They would have sold Lil Randall. Or I don't know some names with them. Glad we were okay on the bus, though. And I know. I'm not obsessed with Little Randall, but like I said, we're not with everybody, and we've got rude toys and everything. People have toy and animal fetishes, right? Not me, and we all know that by now. I think we all did. So, application for duplicate Nevada certificate of title called Brandy, duplicate title. I don't really remember this. Valentine's Day Eve 2026. Tyson misspelled on purpose, my name. So that would be, well, February 13th of this year. He wants to be my Valentine. $85. Oh, no. Tyson. No, Tyson's good at Smog Plus. I like Tyson. I do like Tyson. I like Tyson. I don't get into Tyson. Not like that. Tyson is a really professional. Misspelled on purpose. No, I know what that means. So I know what that means. Tyson is, he's, I think, half African-American, half Native American, but I don't want to talk about Tyson. MG card. So this is an order form for... Now this is old, just like our Jeep. I don't know what that is. So I did not pack this off. And then when I was, in the Venetian, the Palazzo, did I try to stay there? Scott Centers on August 30th, 2017, stayed at the Venetian de Palazzo for that date for $44.22. Oh, 2700 East Tudor Road. Scott Centers and I were romantic at that. I mean, what else are you going to say? 8:30, 2017. No, we weren't. I had gotten my first DUI the Sunday before 4th of July. Scott Centers. Resort fee. Shot show 2025. Oh, here it is. Radar enforced speed limit 20 miles, one fast. The Las Vegas Country Club guest Brianna Gentuso 7/22/25. Set with the dates wrong too. Time 8:01. That's not true either, because AM or PM I always went home in the daytime after sunrise. Application for 2025 General Exempt Parking Permit Media. Maria Centers, news anchor, KPVM Television, our Pahrump address. I'm not the owner. License number 707 S88 2008 Jeep Wrangler. Attention. Mail in person, City of Las Vegas Parking Services, 350 South City Parkway, Las Vegas, Nevada 891-0XE. Thanks, Mayor Shelley. Good on that. Oh, I don't want this to die. Now we've got the accessory parts for Scott Centers Jeep Wrangler, and to the best of my knowledge, it is at home per Jerome, per David Bibasot and Penny. So is it, I mean, it obviously can get through the gates, I guess, if I'm not driving it. Jiffy Lube, now this is a good one. This was 3/3/2025, so I took it. Maria Athens, my address, without 25D, fuel injected. I paid for it $129.17. I don't know why that's in here. If anyone wants to help me, I do have money for the right lawyer. I'm not sure what kind of lawyer, but I have a lot of paperwork that could probably nail him. Right? At least I could go home and get my animals. I mean, my animals are more important. Oh, violations are recorded. So this, okay, location, this is from Veronica at RT 25D. Note location, South Lot, Jeep, ID, make, model, body type Jeep, color black, license 806761, state, I think this is Nevada, date of violation 7:18 a.m., 3/26/25, officer, for inside the Regency Towers, all-in-one towing, July 11, 2025 at 8:36 p.m. I paid $372.42. Brianna Gusano, Adorama, I bought some stuff from there too. When was that? 8/22/2022. Adorama, Green Alpine. I spent $3,000 of my own money, and I'm glad I did. More than that. Thank you, Adorama. And B&H Photo, of course, too. I don't know which one I like better. I like both of them, actually. I've been shopping there for years, and I mean years. I'm 47. That's okay. Verizon. Now, here's all my Verizon phone numbers. Las Vegas, Pahrump, Salem, Oregon. Just kidding. Luke Howard, incoming call. Watt Palmer, Alaska. Now, this was, and of course, Glen Allen. And I don't want this to die, and I don't know if you can put this on, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. The Venetian with Scott Centers. That's too much, I guess. Really, just outside chilling, and I might go outside too for some fresh air. I'm not sure. Optica fashion show. Well, that went well, and it really did, and I paid for them myself, and I have all this paperwork here. I know. Your bugs in here. Well, I don't know. So I'll probably just put them away and have to figure out, the AT&T thing too, and then I'm gonna have to just take it out. So maybe I'll just pull an all-nighter and go to AT&T and walk there. Who knows? And I'm okay. I'm not manic or anything. Not even hungover. Now I don't know what to do, drugs or whatever they put in me exactly, but so Optica went well. Yeah, let me just take our names. I like them a lot. Most of them. You can't. Bunch of your bosses or some of your coworkers or industry colleagues, I guess. VisionWorks, that went well. $399.89. I'm kidding. Single vision, patient declined extended warranty. I think I bought these myself for the long shade glasses. They don't look good on me. Address given by Ms. Athens, 3111 Bel Air Drive, Unit 17G. Oh, this is back to Pearl Vision. Police contact card. Civil standby denied at residence. And yes, I still have this. That's good. Stored arms, gas, I have that. Well, we gotta go here. So at least I have all this stuff. So this is good. So, yeah, I remember routine exam. They said I wasn't available. They printed it out of Precision Vision. I wasn't eligible for routine hardware for another year. But then I was for the whole thing. Oh my gosh, 11/7/25. Lily will call me by next Wednesday, Veterans Day, Tuesday. It could get processed sooner. Thank you so much for getting a copy and I in here. The same day, State of Nevada. State of Nevada, Department of Health and Human Services to 250. Great. I mean, that's what it says. Somehow I still got it though. Except for Lil Randall because he's 08. Full benefits, full amount. I don't know what this means. So Dearborn has take action on your case. Oh, this is for. Oh, I'm eligible. Oh, this is SNAP. I was eligible November 2025. Okay. What did I do? Aaron Ford, do you want to feed me? Or give me some water? It's not a good look for campaign season, but then again, anybody can vote by mail and steal our mail ballots. It is a felony, though. Don't tell anyone. Vote by mail. Everything. Welcome to Policies Property Map. I'm going to send them over it. Order in your Studio 6. How's Trish and Carlos? Oh, this is good at Nordstrom. So this is my receipt at Nordstrom's. It's a piece of paper. It says, look at it. This is a piece of paper at Nordstrom's for a MAC lipstick. Said her name was a white Debbie at MAC, but she was black. Then Amy, no name, ANI, sorry, at Chanel was helping another customer. No customer was at Chanel. Annie, ANI, was at Chanel register. Then black woman from MAC appeared at MAC name, asked for receipt. Blank rebooted computer, printed and ripped this version off with no company name. So this is what I got. Well, our Nordstrom's here in Fashion Mall. How's Chris and Ray? I did tell Chris months ago, last year, he should move to New York, and I knew of a place that might hire him because of his luck, but St. Constantine and Helen, Greek Orthodox Cathedral, 30 Malvern Avenue, Richmond, Virginia. This is good. I'm fine. I didn't cry then. Kitty, now that is art. Well, we were founding fathers, if you know what that means. So, parish register form. I'm good. St. Constantine and Helen, Greek Orthodox Cathedral of Richmond, Virginia. The lights are on in someone's home. Greek dance groups. Now, my Nuna does not teach us anymore. How's I'm Deb? I met her at Elios 2017. I didn't even think, I've never watched any of her stuff. I mean, she was, I saw her at church once. I've never lived in Richmond, Virginia. She was in the first or second row. I've never talked to her. They said, oh, Debbie Mountainopoulos goes to our church. Okay. So she was it was white see-through sheer, and she had on a black bra underneath, and she was giggling and looking around, and she's kind of Amazonian. And so, I don't know, she became friends with, I guess my ex-best friend, or one of my ex-best friends, at least on the phone, so I don't know. And then the picture of her hands down, I guess she's trying to be small, like not me or something. I'm not sure. I'm so good. And I never wanted an Emmy Award or an Elios Award. It's just not anything. Or former, so I'm probably going to just put all this back because I don't want the bugs to get in the backpack. Then I have to deal with the phone, so I'm not sure. I could just stay up and just deal with it. But I don't know bugs in here, and I don't know if it is, so. Then I have it all emailed to me, so I don't have to. I know when I got the phone and I wrote it all down. I'm just gonna put this away. Wait, and I have to turn this off. So now we've got, oh, there's more now. On the shower, is either gonna work or not. Maria Athens P.O. Box. Oh, I'm almost done with this. Almost. I think for all my super fans and haters, right? Just kidding. Yeah. It feels good to wear high heels. I'm not at work. No, this is funny. So, I do not know what they are. Marissa Mortensen, client services. Marissa Mortensen to me. This is spelled with no even capital. If the lease is not executed by the property manager, the lease is not executed or valid. We will go ahead and cancel the application and lease at this time. Nothing further is needed. Since she does not have any email, I hope this email serves as written notice. The lease has been canceled. Thank you, Marissa Mortensen, client services, 2461 West Horizon, Ridge Parkway, number 30, Henderson, Nevada, 89052. Website fairnishlv.com. Are they Lebanese or I'm not sure. I'm glad that it was a faulty lease, and I know that about my mother because she's an attorney, that just because you write something on a lease or anything else doesn't mean it's legally binding, and no one's above the law. How's your boring company tunnels? All for me. Now this is Chase. Is there anything in here? Did I put money in here? No, I don't remember. This must have been a sentimental one from recent times. Certified firearm. Desert Hope. And where is it? Now I do have Agape, a Desert Hope. Joseph Moberly and Associates I have, and that's from Miracle Mike, his wife. And so I don't need to open this. I paid this though. Or did Scott Centers paid this? New balance of Athens Trust account 0. Did I pay this? Emails REDVIP program in Las Vegas. I paid this, I think, because it was my responsibility, and it is my alcoholic part in it. So that's not anything I would have done. Haven Animal Hospital. I don't know who packed this up. I'm not sure. And like I said, when this was going on, I didn't know how somebody could be in there at the same time as me and packing all this up. HNP Law, $5,000. I got that back from, I think it's Genu Bank. GENU. Maria Athens, Alaska Alcohol Safety Action Program, 303 K Street, Anchorage, Alaska. Hereby authorizes Concord Treatment Center, Desert Hope, and disclose information described below to, because this was for my last, yes, the second one. And I put on here, no photos or any images of me released. So we've got Haven Animal Hospital. There, Agape Animal Family, shipped to Maureen Athens, 25D, and I don't need to get into that. And this is so Agape, some shedding is natural. It is my favorite business ever. Concealed firearms. I guess I'm done for this. Now we could go into a couple more receipts here for Scott Centers. Cha-ching. So Solid Beauty, that's me. The Jeep key, I do regularly remember that. Now he said we only had one key always, and we have at least 3, right? And so one was new, and then there was an LVMPD male police officer in the parking lot of CCAC, that's Convention Center and Command, says they always do that. You need to program them out for 2008 Jeep. Southwest, that's mine. But a lot of these are for Scott Centers, probably the older ones. I don't know if they got wet. Some of them. But then again, Dottie's, that's me for the faulty cigarettes that they sold me. Rebel, so many of these are, let me just find a good one with Scott Centers. This is pretty crazy to this one off. The season, everyone can see everything anyway, good or bad. Right? And I'm glad I stayed in. Ginger ale, cranberry juice, pet store, petroleum jelly, that was to help my skin. That was going on for a while. Smith's, that's mine. Where's the good one? But there's a lot of good stuff in here. I mean, if you know what I mean. CVS. And then I had Scott Centers, $200. Karina, now that's here. September 23rd, 2025. I didn't know if it's a 2005 for Scott Centers, so there's a lot of, these are Scott Centers. Who packed this up for me? Yeah, I need a good lawyer, but who's going to do pop-up pizza? Main Street, Las Vegas. 8/27/2025. I was down here that day. I mean, unless Scott Centers. Let me just get one good Scott Centers one. Oh, here's all my balances from Karina. So I've gone through like $30,000 for Scott Centers. And all of you, not all of you. This one's right now. Oh, because they were giving me receipts that weren't even on receipt paper. So I don't know, maybe it just went away. Oh, I'm not from this world. Stateside Express. Oh, and I still have this. Oh, this is good. So this I had Maria Athens, GreekReporter.com, 54 Lucky Drive, Greenbrae, California, 949, which makes no sense because I lived in Athens, Greece at the time. 04 and phone number, and that's online as we know, 828-5486-415, and a 5-Gilbert Place. Now, why would I have gotten this in Land's End? This was my father's, and it's leather. Why would I? Because I worked there. Well, I worked there more in Athens, Greece, and I had a big stack of business cards. When I got back to Marin, I don't know. I don't need them. Should I go to my? Probably not. I don't know. Looking to see if news kind of covered all my bases, and then of course, like I said, New Greek TV. It just wasn't a good fit. Oh, I want to find one. There don't have Scott Centers. So maybe at the center divide. Yeah. About your phone. One was this is all mine. Whoa. Purified water, backwoods honey. That was when I saw my medical marijuana card. I just thought this is pretty bad. And nobody pulled me over driving, but then again, I didn't hit anybody or anything either. I mean, I was driving. And in Pahrump, I will say, it goes from 25 to 35 to 45, and I always wasn't paranoid, but I slowed down, and I always am like that. So good thing I'm sober, and they don't like it. I know. So they're gonna shoot me if I go outside. I mean, who knows? I need some fresh air though, especially after all this. Finally, one just got Centers on Papa Pizza. They're in here. Most of these were Scott Centers, and I put mine in there. So, of course, the wallet that I got this. Well, on the Fremont Street Experience, and then it broke. The fanny pack part of it, and I have most of my receipts in here, and I unfolded them and straightened them out when I got here on our Walmart bed a couple, like the next week or not, 7-Eleven. And then I had all of this paper on the bed, so maybe that gave us bed bugs from a hotel or motel. I'm not sure, I don't think so. Rebel, rebelling out, town and country, okay, but we gotta come out, right? Okay. UPS store. Ground Residential, 8/17/2022. Scott Center. So for some reason I have this, and I have Burger King receipts in here. So I'm done now. Outdoor World, Bass Pro. I'll end with Bass Pro since everyone is just so sexy with guns. Oh, that's one of the duffel bags I bought that Annette Teresa Bowman stole with all my stuff in it. I almost forgot. I bought 2 of them, right? $130.03. Wow. I asked 2 friends there if they could get my stuff for me, and so hopefully one day I would have done it for them. One can hope. Look at that. It's everything. Of course, I saw that Hope 7 with that woman with Birkenstocks on in the Arts District in Shelley Berkeley's territory these days. But I haven't seen that much of that going on still, so I'm not sure. I think I'm done for now. I kind of want to have one good receipt. Jonathan from Victor Verizon, and of course he said you'll like this camera because it has, well, that was on the, yeah, it has two, I know what I should say, Walgreens. I need one glass banger for Scott Centers. I'm not in love with Scott Centers. I never thought I mean, I did think I was, but I kind of knew I wasn't, but I wasn't using him. One last one. Stay tuned in case you missed it. Breaking. Recording is great. All the visuals though. All of this, well, not shit. 7-Eleven brownie cookies and cream, Skittles Sour King size, $6. Don't forget the ice drive safe, and of course, this isn't on receipt paper. How's prom? I'm in Las Vegas, so it doesn't really matter. And then of course, this one got whited out. 7-Eleven. But the Scott Centers receipts are okay. Look at that Walmart. It got all whited out. Isn't that weird? Very weird. For all of you, because of all I am and my animals, it's whited out. Can you see me? Oh, I'm sorry. And my stomach is not as tan as the rest of me because I'm not in my pool. Your pool. How's our pool? Panda Express. It's $3.25. I mean, I do remember all of this. Ow. Just find one good Scott Centers. Well, it's only so long since I've been in here. Smith. Burger King. I've got so much. Impossible Whopper drive-through. I remember that. If I know one good Scott Centers one. $5,000 I transferred what day? 9/11/25. Thank you, Donna. Of course, that was when for the money for Haley and Price and David Holmeyer. So I gotta keep some of this anonymous and confidential. Bingo! Happy 4th of July Eve 2026 from me. I don't want to get lipstick on it. It might be Little Randall's. It won't turn off. It won't let me.